we are essential. We're the ones that you have that fire and you come out of that fire, you're dripping sweat and you're thirsty. All you want is something to drink. You don't care if it's cold, because I was so new to it. A little sheer panic, especially knowing they're going into a burning building that I can see is burning.
You can literally see
it burning. And I blinked and they were in the building. Like I didn't even have a chance to react. And it was kind of like,
welcome to the Firehouse, the show dedicated to the brave men and women who serve our community.
Welcome to the Firehouse on WRHU 88.7. I am your host, Chris Moses, and today, sitting with me in the Firehouse, listen, we're doing something a little bit different today, okay? We're doing something a little bit different. And this is going to be fun because today at the Firehouse, we're giving flowers, right? We're giving flowers to the fierce, the funny, the fabulous women that are behind the scenes that do things that some of you don't even know that they do. And the ones that you do know, they really do a lot for us, which is the Ladies Auxiliary. So today sitting with me which we're going to talk about her name, which is, I saw on her shirt says Crayon. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about that, but we're sitting here with Carolyn. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
All right. So do me a favor. Just tell everybody your name, tell everybody what department, and tell them what you do. Just a quick tidbit of what you do, because we're going to go into it in deep.
All right. My name is Carolyn Schatzberg. I am currently the president of the Ladies Auxiliary with Plainview Fire Department. The Ladies Auxiliary, we do more than just the children's holiday party.
Tell them.
As much fun as that is, we are the support behind the men. So we go to house fires. We hand out, in Plainview, it's in conjunction with the fire police. We hand out water, Gatorade, we do coffee, hot chocolate. Mm-hmm. We also do the setup for when the food comes in for all of the trainings and things like that. So it's kind of busy, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
So start from the beginning. What makes you want to get into this? Like, what makes you want to do this?
So I am a buff at heart.
Okay.
My dad, growing up, I grew up in East Northport. I was born in Hicksville, and I do remember. I'll start there. One of my few memories of living in Hicksville was Popcorn Ball Sundays. The Sunday after Thanksgiving, they do their Santa run, and Santa would throw popcorn balls from the fire truck. And we also lived around the corner from Levittown Parkway, where the Labor Day drill, so you could hear the rigs from our house.
Okay.
So when we moved, I kind of lost that a little, but I had friends that were in East Northport, always wanted to join, just never did. And my dad had a scanner.
So you were like...
We listened to it all the time. We buffed the McCrory.
Was it like right there in the kitchen?
It was.
Did he have one of the old big
No,
ones?
No, it was like a portable radio kind of style.
Okay.
I can't tell you half of what was actually being said 9 times out of 10, especially because Suffolk County runs a little different than Nassau with their codes. But I remember buffing the McCrory's fire at the Walt Whitman Mall. I think I was like 10 or 11.
Wow.
And then kind of got away from everything with the Firehouse. Met my husband in 2003 and been...
So did you meet him because of the fire department?
Yes. Through a mutual friend that was in the fire department.
Really quick, just the story. Like, what happened? Was it an installation dinner?
No. One of the guys, he grew up in the Firehouse. Like, we were hanging out, whatever, and he inadvertently, on a very snowy, disgusting night at the Fridays that's in Massapequa. Well, was in Massapequa is how I met Evan. Okay. And then we started talking and whatnot. And I was at Jericho's installation dinner with a different friend, and he was doing the standby. And that's when he officially asked me to be his girlfriend. And the rest is history. Yeah. Even our engagement is entangled with the fire department. So,
I love it. So that's how you kind of got into, you already was like, I'm a buff. This is what I want to do. Okay. Yeah. So I got to ask, what makes you say, all right, so we're doing Ladies Auxiliary, and that's a lot. But what makes you say you're not joining? Were you just going to do Ladies Auxiliary? You're not going to, because you didn't actually join a company, right?
No. Yeah. No, so we are separate. So when I was younger, I wanted to join. Mom was like, no, she wouldn't sign off on it. And then when I turned 18, my dumb brain said, let's move to Chicago, because that's a smart thing to do right out of high school. I probably would have been the worst probie. I didn't get up there was no way you were getting me up in the middle of the night. It wasn't meant to be. And so when we started dating, I still lived in Northport. I wouldn't have
Okay.
been able to be a member anyway.
Yeah, because you're,
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's his thing. It's kind of like why we're in different pipe bands.
Yeah.
That's his thing. That's
Okay.
that's what
That's
he
his, and
does.
that's what he
Yeah,
does.
and this is my way of supporting it.
So how many years in whole have you been in the Ladies Auxiliary?
I joined in 2008.
Okay.
I became an officer in 2009, and I've just been the four of us just kind of rotate our positions
Okay,
since
kinda
then.
keep going, yeah.
This will be my last year as president.
That's it?
Yeah, I'm done
Gonna
being
do
an
it?
officer. We have some new ladies in that are excited
You
to
gonna let
join, and
them
I'm
kinda-
like, I'm
let them
all
step
for
up,
it.
sit
Let's
back and,
yeah.
But you'll still be there. You'll be
Of
that
course,
support for
yeah.
them. Be
I'm not
that
disappearing
support.
on them, but it'd be nice to have, to see
Yeah.
that from their point of view.
All right, so we're
the roles.
talking 7-8 years.
No,
Right?
I'm trying to
Little
think.
more?
We'll be married 18, so 17.
17 years of?
Wow, yeah.
Wow. Look at that. You think about that.
Yeah, like, wait a
17
minute.
Years. Wow. 17 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
You said 2008.
Yeah.
Not 2018. I'm thinking 2018, 2008.
No,
Yeah, so
2008.
we're talking almost 20 years in,
Yeah.
in the auxiliary, Ladies Auxiliary.
Yep.
I know you got some stories for me, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to get to some stories. We are going to get to some stories. We definitely will. But so that was the reason why you wanted to join, though.
Right.
You wanted
Yeah.
to do that. So I know we kind of talked in the beginning a little bit, but if you can give a little bit more exactly, how did the ladies start from what you know, and why is it a need? Why do we need the Ladies Auxiliary?
I'm not 100% sure how it started. I don't know if it was just by chance kind of evolved into it.
Which
but,
makes sense. My husband's getting up. I'm going to get up with him.
Right. Obviously if you have little kids, that's,
Yeah.
it's a little more difficult. But from what I understand, it's always been there.
Yeah.
Every department always used to have the ladies. I know some of them
Yes.
have disbanded them over the years,
Uh-huh.
but we are essential. We're the ones that you have that fire, and you come out of that fire, you're dripping sweat,
Mhm.
and you're thirsty. All you want is something to drink. You don't
That's
care
right.
if it's cold. I have been told, "Oh, it's not cold yet." I don't care. It's wet.
I just need
I
something.
don't. I need something. In some of these fires, you're there for hours.
That's right.
So it's okay. Well, now we're gonna cook for you. We don't do the cooking part anymore, but my mother-in-law would have been able to tell you some of those stories of
But it's
they would
nice to
split
have
the
that
ladies.
to come out and have that there.
Yeah,
People don't understand how important that is.
yeah, and we've paired up now with a local deli. He's amazing. He does a lot of the department meeting, food for the department meetings
Okay.
and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
We can call him any hour, day or night, and say, "Hey, I got 20 guys here. I got 30 guys here," and he makes food and delivers it to the firehouse for us.
Okay.
And we get to feed them, and it's awesome.
And it's great.
So yeah, we really are the support. We do set up, we clean up, we help whatever we can do. Like I said before, we do the children's holiday party. Plainview also does something the night before our Santa run because the whole department goes
Yep.
out as companies.
Yep.
We put all the trucks in the back of headquarters. We open the house to the community. Come see the trucks, come see Santa.
Mhm.
And we as the ladies hand out hot chocolate and cookies.
Has Evan ever been Santa?
Yes.
Yes.
He was an excellent Santa. The only downside, he's 6'7".
Okay.
So he would get off the truck and have to drop to his knees because the kids were like
They're like, what kind
terrified.
of? I didn't think Santa was this tall.
Yeah, his dad was Santa for many years.
Okay.
The Santa suit is like the magical Santa suit.
Okay.
It fits everybody.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
Everyone has one Santa suit and it doesn't matter. It fits everybody.
it fits everybody. I added some fur to the bottom of it because it was a little short on our current Santa, so we added a little to cover his boots a little bit more. But
Make it work.
it's
So before we get into the stories, which I want to know just, have you ever been to a fire that Evan is at and
Mhm.
you're outside?
Mhm.
What's going through your mind during that time? It's one thing I always say, we leave, our wife is at home, she's probably worried, but now you're there watching this. You're seeing the danger right there. And there he goes inside. What's going through your brain? Are you worried? Or is it more of you're used to this because you've always known? Fire is a family-owned company built on trust. Our trucks are standardized models crafted from years of real feedback with competitive pricing, top-tier national dealer network, and lead time in months, not years. We're ready when you are. Proudly based in Milledgeville, Georgia, visit Fouts Fire on social media and drop a comment and let them know that the Firehouse on WRHU 88.7 FM sent you.
It's a bit of both. It depends on the situation. They had a fatal fire last year. I showed up to it, kind of, we'll call it late in the game. The fire was for the most part out, but I didn't know where he was. I didn't hear any of it. So as I'm going there, it's always okay, is anybody injured? I can't do anything for them, really. That's what the rescue squad is for. But, is anybody injured? Did anybody get hurt? And where is Evan? Where is my father-in-law? Where is, our cousin, the other members of our family, kind of, where is everybody? And at the same time, I know they train a lot. They are safe with each other. They trust each other. And I know to the best of their ability, everyone's going to come out unscathed, So training. That's kind of the calming part of it. It's like, I know, I trust the process. I trust the guys. And sometimes I try not to listen to the radio while I'm standing there.
Because I can imagine you just sitting there listening like,
Yeah. And
I will hear a mayday or something, and you're probably like,
I can't listen to past alarms. I can't listen to past alarms. But like I walk up to command first to be like, okay, we're here.
What do you need?
And I kind of gauge it by whoever's running command, how they're acting on how is this going? Because I don't always get to listen to it. How is this going? Where are we?
What's going on and things like that.
Yeah. Thankfully, they're all pretty calm.
Yeah.
So.
That's their job. That's what they're supposed to do. Keep it calm.
But you can see it sometimes on their face. Like they're coming out calm, but you see it sometimes on their face.
Humans.
You're like,
still humans.
Okay. All right.
So let's get into some stories. Wait, before we get into the story, because I think I'm going to call you Crayon for the rest of this interview. Where did Crayon come from? Talk to us. Where did Crayon come from? So for everyone that is listening, that's her nickname is Crayon, and it's on her shirt. So we got to know where that came from.
It's my license plate, my email. Yeah,
it's your license plate and everything. Okay.
Yeah, everyone thinks my Jeep is Crayon. I'm like, no, I'm Crayon. Jeep is Scarlet. I got the nickname back in high school.
Okay.
I was heavily involved in the theater department. I do costumes.
Okay.
For long, it's still a passion of mine, but I don't do it anywhere near.
That's why you were able to fix the Santa costume very easy. Yes. But go ahead. Whatever. Oh, your button's off. Give me, and I'll sew it on. And my girlfriend started calling me Crayon, like Crayola Crayon, and it just 30 plus years later, it's stuck. Still there.
I will answer to it. Yeah, I have a tattoo of a Crayola Crayon on my arm.
I love it. I love it.
Much to my mother's dismay, that was my first tattoo. But yeah, that's where the nickname comes from.
I love it. Okay, so let's get into some stories. What stories do you have for me?
I have so many.
Let's talk.
We can go back to the very beginning.
Let's do it.
Evan and I were dating. I worked at the Ulta on Hempstead Turnpike in Levittown.
Okay.
And we were waiting for two of my girlfriends to show up to go whatever it was we were doing. And there goes a county ambulance. Then two cop cars. And he turns on the scanner in his car, and he's, we're listening to it. Levittown's got a, toning out the house fire.
Okay.
Girlfriends show up, throw them in the back of the truck, and off we go. We're gonna buff it.
Okay.
It didn't quite end that way.
So wait, you're with your girlfriends.
I'm with my boyfriend Evan at the time, and we were waiting for my girlfriends, and we're just watching this go by, and we're like,
so you both went. You didn't bring your girlfriends.
We threw them in the car and we said we're going,
because that's some good friends especially friends that aren't in the fire department. They're like, what are you doing? Probably.
Yeah. The one girlfriend is how the whole tree of meeting people happened. My girlfriend Stephanie, my girlfriend AJ.
She already kind of.
She had an idea. My girlfriend AJ was like, she's the one who gave me the nickname. She was like, what is going on? What are we doing? And off we went, and we turned off at Hempstead Turnpike, and you could see, it was very typical Levitt. You could see the fire blowing out the second floor. Evan shows up, and he turns around to a good friend of his. He was a county medic at the time. He's retired now.
Okay.
No gear. The two of them go in.
Wow.
pull the lady out.
So wait. We got.
And I instantaneously was like, I'm sorry, what are you doing?
So y'all pull up to the scene.
Yeah.
Nobody's there yet.
They
obviously.
haven't. It's only a couple of minutes in. They haven't gotten there yet. You just have 2 cop cars and the ambulance,
And
the county medic, and that's it. So Evan and Frank go
right
running
into action. He probably didn't even say 2 words to you. He's just like,
no, he just
up.
disappeared, left the 3 of us, the 3 of us standing there. I have no idea who he's talking to, who he went into this building with. I did not know Frank at the time. And they pull her out, and they're over here doing CPR at the same time. The fire trucks have showed up, and so the 3 of us stood there and watched them pump hose and put the fire out and cut holes in the roof and whatnot. And then I turn around and I realize Evan, the county medic, and the Levittown ambulance are gone, and they're packing up, which means we've been there for a while.
Yeah.
He has the car keys. Yeah. So needless to say, he thankfully had the spare on his keys. It became my key.
Yeah.
Officially, you no longer have a spare key to this truck. It's mine.
It's mine.
Yeah. They took him with the transport.
So
Levittown was like, "You're coming with us." So that's off he went.
So you're just sitting there like.
That was the first of many times I have been left at something.
Just left right at the scene.
Yeah, you name it, I have been
hilarious.
left at it. Yeah, I've been left at restaurants, supermarkets.
So what was it? Just Uber at this moment, or
no? I got the truck key.
You ended up getting the truck key
and found my way to the medical center to pick him up. Yeah,
go pick him up. Look at that. What's going through your mind when he hops out that car, and you know he has no gear? He has nothing like that. You don't know Frank at this moment. What's going through your brain at this moment? Like
at that point in time, because I was so new to it, a little sheer panic, especially knowing they're going into a burning building that I can see is burning.
You can literally see
it burning. And I blinked and they were in the building. Like I didn't even have a chance to react. And it was kind of like
no, nothing.
No. And then when I saw them bring the woman out, I was like, okay, we're good. We're good. They're over there. They're doing their thing. These guys, the department shows up, did a great job. And it was like, all right. And then it was the sheer panic when I realized he's gone with the car keys.
That's it. And they were like, all right, find this here. Everyone just sitting there like, what do we do now?
Yeah. So we found the car keys. So thank God we weren't totally stranded, but it was the first of many times I have been left at something. Yeah.
All right. So that was a story from back then. What else do we got?
Most recently, St. Patrick's Day season is very busy for both of us with the pipe world. My band, we did the Massapequa Parade.
So talk about that really quick before we get into a story, because you're in a band, right?
Yeah.
So
talk about 2 different bands.
You're in 2 different bands.
Yes. Evan is one of the bass drummers with the Nassau County Firefighters Pipes and Drums.
Okay.
He joined them about a year.
A lot of events y'all have to go.
They do a lot. My band doesn't do as much. Like we're so busy outside of March, but they do a lot. They are very busy. They're my third family. I have my actual family. I have the fire department that are like the family, and I call them the boy band just because they happen to all be guys, but I love them all to death. Yeah, he joined them in, I guess, 2006. I always wanted to learn to play the bagpipes. I was in the marching band in high school. One of my classmates played the bagpipes, and I was like, "Mom, I want to learn." My mom was like, "No." Do you know what that sounds like when you're learning? Absolutely not. No, but she had no idea how it actually worked. I didn't either. And I guess, when did I join? 2018. I really was like, I really want to learn. I was in between jobs at the time, and I was like, I have time. I really want to learn.
You want to learn how to do.
But kind of like the Firehouse being his thing, this particular band, as much as I love them all, that's his thing. Mm-hmm. One of their members used to be a member of the band that I'm in now, and that's how I got connected to them. I'm with Tower Pipes and Drums. We are part of the Ancient Order of Hibernians.
Tower Pipes and Drums,
yes, right? Tower Pipes and Drums. Yep, they're my 4th family. I started with them in 2018. 2018. Got my pipes in 19, and then the world shut down.
Wow.
Hit the street 2020 2023, I guess,
Okay.
somewhere in there, and haven't looked back.
I haven't looked back.
Yeah.
From there.
Yeah. So
we got to talk about a picture that you showed me earlier a little bit. So you know the picture, the audience doesn't. I'm gonna post it up right over here, so we'll see it somewhere here in magical TV land. We're gonna post it right here.
Okay.
But talk about this picture. Tell me a little bit about this picture, because this is like hilarious. Like, where you're at a scene,
Yeah.
you have like.
So how I ended up
it
there.
also looks like you're yelling at Evan too.
I know, I wasn't.
You're looking like you're in front of him, like, what is going on here?
Yeah, he may tell you different. I wasn't yelling at him.
Okay, so explain this picture here.
We did the Massive Peak with St. Patrick's Day parade. We're hanging out at the Hibernian Hall after, and I get the text message: Plainview's got a working fire. All the ladies, that's how we're notified. We don't have pagers, so when they drop the dime, we get notified. We get a text message. And I just looked at one of my bandmates and handed him my cup and was like, gotta go. Picked up my pipes, literally gently tossed them in the back seat, and off I went to the scene. I show up. I'm in my band jacket, my kilt, my white socks, the whole nine. And
I actually can see right there at the bottom the kilt and everything.
And just picked up the water and Gatorade because the fire police brought it, and started handing it out to the guys that as they were coming out of the building and whatnot.
Okay.
That particular picture, I was trying to get Evan. I think he was trying to explain to me what was going on. The house was a mess, not because of the fire, but it was a mess. Kind of trying to tell me how gross, I guess we can go with, that the inside was, and I'm trying to hand him water at the same time. Okay, but you still need to drink water. You still went inside. Like, we still need, what else do you guys need me to do?
Boom, Kevin is right there and caught that picture.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kevin. We know you right there. Kevin is always there.
Thanks.
Kevin's eyes is right there. Mad.
Yeah, when Evan came across the picture on his website, he was like, "Oh, he got you," and I was like,
"Got him."
But I was very proud of myself.
That's a great picture, though.
Yeah.
It is a great picture.
I was very proud of myself. My white kilt socks did not kilt toes, whatever you want to call them, didn't get any mud on them.
Look at that.
I was.
It was good.
Very proud of myself because I had just had this, you walking through puddles and mud and
everything. Kept it clean.
Yeah, I somehow managed to keep them clean. I was very proud of myself.
All right, another story for me. I know you got another one. For over 50 years, Fire News has been the preferred publication for fire, rescue, and EMS heroes. Fire News print edition reaches Long Island, 17 states, and the District of Columbia. Visit firenews.com to see the latest news, read their digital prints, or follow them on Facebook and Instagram pages. In print, online, on social media, Fire News has you covered. Visit firenews.com. And if you go ahead and go visit on Instagram, please leave a comment and tell them that WRHU 88.7 The Firehouse sent you.
I'm trying to think. I mean, as far as calls go, they had the fatal fire I mentioned before. That was last year, kind of in the beginning of the year. He was a brand new chief. They all moved up, and I want to say it was like 5:30 in the morning. The Shepherd Hill apartments in Plainview had a fire in it.
Okay.
That quickly escalated. I woke up to the text message and was like, well, I'm hours into this at this point, but I'm going to go and see what I can do anyway.
Now, do all ladies auxiliary get a pager? Do you get part of the pager system, the text system?
It's just the text.
So we
just get the job.
Did you get a pager or no? Like before we went to text messages?
No. Prior
it was
to,
just
when
Evan got
prior
up
to the red alert texts, it was our husbands got up and went, and we had a group text message, and it was, all right, ladies, or you listened to the radio and you heard, it's a job, transmit the working fire, and you just went.
And then you just went.
Yeah.
And now you're part of the text, so that's good. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. But go ahead, keep going with the story.
That one I showed up not really knowing what was going on, and here comes my husband. First time his chief white gear is no longer white. Again, not fully understanding the situation. And, I was all excited. So I took a picture, but you can see it in his face. They just completely defeated. It was unfortunately, it was a fatal. It turned into, I think, a double fatal. There was Maydays called. Someone's radio didn't work. And of course I hear that, and now I know everyone's okay, but it's still that like, okay, like heart, your heart's now up in your throat, and it's like, oh my God. And I worry more with calls like that of how they handle it, how after the fire, they do a really good job of critiquing it and peer support.
And the support is there and things like that, which a lot of, before it wasn't there.
Yeah.
And now it's a big thing where it's there, but it's still a lot. It's still a lot.
I think of some of the things that over the years, the stories I've heard, the calls I've gone on, and whatnot. And that's my biggest fear is their mental well-being.
Is the after.
Physically, yes, of course, that's the most important.
It's taxing, but it's the mental after of what you've seen and what
and how you handle it. That's kind of my biggest.
All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into a game called the Flashover. Okay,
yes,
so
I love that game.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna ask a couple questions. Sure. I'll ask you Android, Apple. You tell me which one. All right. We're gonna tailor it a little bit for you. We're still gonna do some of the movies. We're still gonna do some of the TV shows. Right. But I got a couple of questions that I want to ask before and after that. All right. Before we even get into the game, though, I do have one question that I have wrote down. Right. What is something that you all do that firefighters secretly love but won't admit? What do you think? Something that Ladies Auxiliary does that firefighters secretly love but they don't want to admit that they love it.
And
if you can't think of it, don't worry about it.
Yeah. I mean, I know they're always thankful when they, come out of a fire and see us standing there.
Yes.
I know they thoroughly appreciate, I think, everything we do. I don't know if there's
anything secret that they're like.
Yeah, the Plainview guys are pretty vocal about, they do appreciate us.
Yes.
They appreciate what we do.
I love
yeah,
that.
So I don't know if there's something secret. That's something you'd have to ask one of them.
I'm going to too. I'm going to ask Evan. All right. Are we ready, Crayon, for the Flashover?
Yes.
We are ready. Okay. Firehouse chili cook-off or pie baking contest?
Chili
all the way.
Yeah.
All right. We are at an installation dinner, okay? Mm-hmm. And they ask you, hey, we want you to decorate it or be the person on the dance floor the whole time, getting everybody up. Which one are you doing?
Decorate?
You're not going to be the dancer.
I mean, I like to dance, but
you're not
I don't know the whole night.
Everybody up?
Yeah.
All right. Firehouse hoodie or a custom Ladies Auxiliary jacket?
Can it be Evan's hoodie? I've stolen enough of those over the years. I'd have to go with Ladies Auxiliary.
Ladies Auxiliary,
we need more gear.
Jacket, you need more
gear.
Yeah,
we have our own custom. It's our patch, Plainview's patch.
Plus, how many hoodies and T-shirts? I can imagine what your house looks like with the hoodies and T-shirts. I
have to say,
we have drawers full of these things.
I have bins, and some of them are mine. I am not going to put the full blame on my husband.
That's what I said. With
a lot of them
are
mine. Yeah, I cut up about 70 of his T-shirts one time, made a king size quilt, and I don't think I made a dent in them. So, yeah.
Wow, look at that. That's nice. A king size quilt out of the T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. I want one of those. That sounds fun. Like,
it was a work.
It
was a work of love. Took my mom because my mom's really the quilter.
Okay,
she's how I kind of got into that.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 2.5 year labor of love.
It takes time, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
Totally worth
process.
it.
Okay, so you're at installation or you're at an event. Do you want to be the person that's running the raffle or do you want to do the 50-50?
Oh, I like the 50-50s.
I love the 50-50. Isn't that the best?
I like doing 50-50s.
Arm lengths do it.
Yeah.
Firehouse bingo, karaoke fundraiser.
You don't want to hear me sing, but I will certainly help with the karaoke.
Definitely help with karaoke.
Yeah, you just trust me. You don't want to hear me sing.
All right. That's telling us that we have time, but we're still going to keep going no matter what. All right. So now let's get into some movies and TV shows. All right. Now, I've always said, and everyone's always told me to change some of them, but I never change them because everybody wants to know what you're going to say for those same shows. Okay. All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Chicago Fire Rescue Me.
Rescue Me.
Rescue Me Third Watch.
Third Watch.
Third Watch 911.
Third Watch.
Still Third Watch?
Yeah.
All right. Backdraft, Ladder 49.
I had a feeling you were going to ask me this one.
I was going to ask this. Backdraft, Ladder 49.
Ladder 49 is a little hard to watch.
Okay.
I have to go with, as well as I have some issues with the movie, but Backdraft.
Okay, so we're going Backdraft. But wait, let's do what's the issues?
Well, Ladder 49, it's not a bad issue. It's, I guess, a little more realistic, but I don't know. I can't watch it anymore.
can't watch
It's
it
not.
anymore.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
like it's a
Just
bad
not for
movie.
you. You're
No.
going with the Bible of
Give me
backdraft.
the Hollywooded
The whole running
barrels. Standing up in a
Barrels
fire
explode.
as if you can see.
All
All
of
that.
that.
I want the Hollywood side of it.
You want the Hollywood
Ladder
side.
49. It's a little too.
A little too much. All right. So, and then the most important question I'm going to ask you, and I really don't know what you're going to say here. I really don't. So for the audience, I really don't know what you're going to say. And I'm really curious. Engine or truck?
Truck.
We're going truck.
Truck.
Without a doubt,
Ladder
we're going
junkie.
truck.
Ladder junkie.
Without a doubt. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Is that anything to do with family? Like, do you have some people in engine, or is everybody pretty much truck?
No. Well, my husband's truck.
Yep.
My father-in-law, his uncle,
Yeah.
a truck, but we do have family that are in the engine companies.
Okay.
We have friends that are in all of them across the island. But truck to me has always been more tools.
Okay.
I love working with power tools.
There you
I know
go.
that's not the whole thing, but it's power tools, ladders, cutting holes in
Yep.
things.
Pike poles, the whole
yeah.
9 yards. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Halligan hooks. I have one in my basement. I don't know where it came from, but I have
You
a
just
Halligan hook in
accumulate
my
stuff
basement.
when you have.
When we bought our house, it kind of materialized, and I
It
don't.
just was there.
It's got no label on it. I have no idea where it came from.
It's yours now.
Yes.
It's
yes.
yours now.
So yeah, no, definitely truck.
All right. So before we get out of here, I have a couple of more questions
Sure.
for you. So one question is, in a whole, how has being in ladies auxiliary changed your life? Like, how has it changed your life?
I think it's made me more aware of what the fire service is and what it does, as opposed to just being the wife, or the girlfriend. It's being more involved. Before I joined, it was, I got left at things, I've been left at the restaurant, the supermarket, the kitchen table, now I get to go too sometimes, not all of the time, but now I get to also go.
Yeah.
I have a purpose.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of, it's made me, more aware, more appreciative of what they do. Like, I always appreciated them, but now it's seeing it from the other side.
Seeing it from that other side. I love that. And then my last question for you is, if there's someone that's listening right now that wants to join the Ladies Auxiliary, or just, got in, they're not sure if they want to stay or anything, what type of advice would you want to give someone that wants to join the Ladies Auxiliary or is in right now and they're new?
Come with your ideas. Back in the day, the ladies that have been in for a long time can tell you, oh, we used to do maid dinners and this and that. And we've kind of gotten away from that. And it doesn't have to be a dinner, but like, you have ideas. It can be social. Let's get back to that. Let's get back to the more that we're not just the Gatorade crew. As important as that is, it's not just Gatorade and Santa. How do we get the men involved with us? How do we get the women involved with us? I think we're also probably going to be evolving away from ladies auxiliary, because there are women in the fire service. Some, they're married, their husband doesn't want to be a member, but wants to get involved, kind of like we do. Well, I'm not going to turn around and tell you no.
Yeah, you're right. So, what would be the name change? Like, what would you?
It'd probably just become the auxiliary.
Just the auxiliary.
Yeah.
Okay, just auxiliary. Yeah. Makes sense.
It's been on the table for a discussion for a while.
Okay.
We just haven't done anything with it because
Yeah.
But
So,
I have a feeling it's going to go that way.
Is there something that I want you to just shout out, like, how can people learn more if they want to ask questions, or you have departments that don't have a ladies auxiliary? Do you have a website for Plainview Ladies Auxiliary, or?
We don't.
Okay. How can they reach out? Is it reach out to the Plainview Fire Department? Like, just
probably the easiest way would be to reach out to dispatch.
Okay.
They can always get in contact with any one of us.
Okay.
There's 4 officers. We have about 15 members total.
Okay.
Unfortunately, to join the ladies right now, you have to have a member that's off probation in the department.
Okay.
And you either have to live with them or be like a mom, sister, wife, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So it's not rated so much as easy as do a ride along.
Okay.
But they see us at fires. If you hear the fire trucks and you see them, come
go
on,
axe.
you know,
Go over and go axe.
pop on over. Maybe you'll want to join the department itself, which is also awesome. But they can always get in touch, contact with us. I go to fire expos and everything whatnot like too. So I'm always wearing something fire department. So
if you see her, ask her.
Yeah, stop and ask.
Ask her. You said officers too, but before we get out of here, you said officers. So what are the ranks there?
So
because I know you're president.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I first joined, because we were smaller at the time, the secretary treasurer was one position.
Okay.
And then we had vice president and president. Since then, we've now split it back to 4. So it's secretary, treasurer, vice president, and president. So there's 4 of us. All of our husbands are in. Since I joined, we've kind of become president. We just kind of rotate, like I said before. That's why I can't remember if it's secretary, treasurer, or treasurer, secretary. But so it's 4 different positions. Okay,
cool. Listen, thank you so much for coming down. Is there anything that we're forgetting? Anything you want to bring up before we get out of here?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, but thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming down. Thank you. And next we're getting your husband on here. We're going to be getting him on here. Yes. So I know he's going to have some stories. And we're going to...
I'm sure. Yeah.
We know. All right. So, I guess that's it. I feel like I have more. I feel like there's some more I want to ask you because we don't never have someone from Ladies Auxiliary. I mean, I know about the Ladies Auxiliary from Uniondale, from being in being in Uniondale, and every year we paint their thing that they have at one of the parks and things like that.
Cool.
Ladies Auxiliary, it kind of died down in Uniondale, but then it picked back up as people came in and younger people came in. So anyone that's listening that wants to start the Ladies Auxiliary or revive it, please do so. Definitely. It's a much needed thing within the volunteer services. So thank you so much for coming down. All right, we just heard from Crayon. I was gonna say that. Carolyn, she is the president of the Ladies Auxiliary in Plainview, about her life just being in the Ladies Auxiliary. I hope you all enjoyed that conversation. Please like, share, subscribe, do all of those things. I am your host, Chris Moses, and please tune in next week to another great conversation in the Firehouse.